everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to our first segment in our Kit Crunch series. And so this is January, so that means we are going to absolutely crunch the numbers. We are going to pick a few pieces out of this box and we are going to make a January seasonal kit. So that means we're going to take some new items and pair it with some older items and just have fun. Now this is the 8th of the month, and so every 8th of the month in this year we will be making the kit, and then on the 15th we will be joining the fabulous Nicole in her YouTube hop celebrating the seasons. I think it's going to be called a monthly celebrations. So excited for that, and I'll have all the links below. And then on the 22nd of the month I will be doing an additional layout playing with this kit, and you never know what I might get into during the rest of the month playing with this kit. Now I wanted to say thank you to Tracy and Cynthia because they sponsored this. They gifted me with a scrapbook.com gift card, and so I wanted to make a series that lasted all year long, and so that's what we're going to do. And I'll have the intro video linked below if you want a little bit more details, but we're just going to crunch the numbers and have some starter pieces for a new kit that is seasonal under $3. So let's just get cracking. Yes, I'm excited to see because there's some items that I haven't played with. And so what do we have here? Okay, this is what we have. Okay, now you know it's $3, so it's not going to be a whole kit, you know, it's just kit starters. And so what do I have? I absolutely have two pieces of Simple Stories Freeze and Season. I have never even seen this collection. So excited to play with it. Beautiful, fun, whimsical colors. And then also too with that I have some enamel dots from Pinkfresh, and I have a Kaiser Craft Transparency. Now how much did this cost me? Well, with the papers they were 87 cents a piece. And then for my enamel dots, these Pinkfresh, there are 7 colors in here. So I took the price of this, divided it by 7 because I would not use more than a whole row on one layout. And so that means these cost me, I think 51 cents. Yes, 51 cents. And then I took this Transparency by Kaiser Craft. I'll see if I can put it here. Now this is a whole 12 by 12 transparency, and you see I selected something that would take me for the whole entire year, and this has to do with photographs and slides. So I considered that I could get 12 uses out of this if I wanted to, so that would be about 15 cents per layout. So if I use a section of this, I just use one row of these, which you hardly ever use a whole row on one layout, but that's what I consider that. And my 2 pieces of paper, these starter pieces cost me $2.40. Yes, under $3. You see, I still had some wiggle room for something else later on in the year. So I just really wanted to show how if you crunch these numbers and you really think about just spending a few, you don't have to go on a spending freeze like me for an entire year. It's just something I'm doing. But I wanted to show where you can just take $3, simply $3, even if you just pick 3 pieces of paper and just paired up with everything else you already own, you can absolutely have a kit. And this is going to be a seasonal kit because this is January, so of course the theme is winter. That's the theme. And so Nicole next week will have a YouTube hop, and where everybody's going to be scrapbooking this season, this theme, or whatever they celebrate in January. So excited about that. And then of course with these I will use, you know, a row of these, so this will be for 7 layouts. So I know sometimes we think things are expensive, and this is what I tell new scrapbookers. When you really want to crunch the numbers and you want your supplies to go far, buy something that you can use on more than one layout. And of course with these enamel dots, we love them. I can get more than one layout. I'm assuming and I'm estimating I'm going to use them on 7 pages. Okay, and then of course with this I'm going to use a section of this if I want to on 12. Okay, that's how I'm doing that. And so that is my kit starter for $2.40. Now I'm absolutely going to you know, use some items from my inventory already, pair up with this, and make my seasonal kit. So you absolutely can go to the store if you can put yourself on a budget and get new items. And this was $3. Now I wouldn't suggest going to the store and just getting a $3 item. This would be something that you would do and plan for a couple months at a time, because it's hard to go into a store and just spend $3. We know that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I used, because I will be using one of these. It won't be the green, but if you look at my papers here, and I bought a pack of enamel dots that have several colors. This has 7 colors, so I could definitely use this khaki and the blue and this blush and this little bit of a turquoise. Yeah, I can get a lot of that in there, or choose not to use one, but that's just what I have as a kit starter. Okay, and so I'm going to show the papers Okay, now here are my starters. Yes, and you can see that on this Freezing Season by Simple Stories, how many colors do I have? And what do I have? I have a touch of green, I have some teal, I have some coral, I have some pink, I have some black and turquoise, and yeah, and the mustard yellow. Yes, you can get a lot in here. Okay, so when I am putting this kit together, it's not a big kit. It's just something I'm going to do a few layouts with. So I'm keeping that in mind. I'm keeping this a smaller kit. And then also to my season. Okay, so if I have any themed, this is be the month I would bring it out that had to do with winter or whatever I'm going to celebrate the month of January. For me, it's going to be some snow pictures. Yes. Okay. So the papers I picked out to coordinate, and I'm just going to leave these here, to coordinate with this Freezing Season by Simple Stories is I picked a Chamel paper, okay, and this is just cameras. This is the other side of it, okay, and it's called Happy Progress. That is what I picked, and then I absolutely picked a coral. This is from Pebbles, okay, that's the other, Walnut Grove. Boy, I tell you what, this was a beautiful line. If you have this line, tell me in the comment section below, because this was one of my favorite lines. It's an older line. Do I have a year on here? 2012. Yes, this is beautiful. Okay, now I'm only going by one side of the papers. I don't go by both sides when I'm making a kit. That's just a bonus, but I only use one side. And then I have a crate paper, which absolutely was, I think, a Valentine's Day collection. I think it was Love Notes or something like that. Absolutely has all the colors in there. And then I have another Pebbles paper. This is a golden mustard yellow. This was From Me to You. And what year was this? 2013. Wow. See, new with the old, it all goes together. And then, of course, my lovely Echo Park with some beautiful pink. And I went with circular elements because of winter and snowballs and snow. That's why I went with the circular. And then I have another Echo Park with a graph. This would make a nice background paper. Of course, it's got that turquoise. And then my last, of course, is a neutral. I had to get some black in there because of the presence of the font in my Freezing Season. Yes, and of course, you know, this will go with anything. And again, it looks like snowfall, so that's what I did. So there are my papers, and that was my two inspirations. So you can see that this is not a big kit, and nor do I want it to be a big kit, because I'm only going to be doing a few seasonal layouts with this in Nicole's challenge. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and pull. I have them here. I'm going to pull 2 white basils. And so if I don't use them, I don't use them. But because this is winter, I know white's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. Okay? And when I make a kit, sometimes I will put cardstocks in and sometimes I don't. But I'm not going to be making a lot of pages, so why not just throw them in there? Okay, so that is my papers. And then once I pick out my papers and my color scheme, well, this is my color scheme, I went ahead and I pick out my alphas, and that's what I do. So on this kit for this season, I only picked 2 big and 2 small. Well, one's a small, one's a medium. And so I definitely kept my theme in mind of my January celebrating season. And so, of course, mine's going to be frosty, winter, that type of thing, cold. And so I absolutely picked a white that had some glitter. Reminded me of Freezing Season. Yes, I literally took Freezing Season, and that's how I built this. And then, of course, because this line is very whimsical, I went with a black that was very whimsical. And you can see I've been using this, okay? And then I took some turquoise and some baby pink, and that is all I'm using for my alphas, okay? Because I'm only going to probably do maybe 3, maybe 4 pages. I don't want this kit to be too big, okay? And then after that, I decided theme. This is what we're talking about. I picked some, I think this reminds me of Disney Frozen, but look at that. A lot of this, love that. You can do a lot of Disney pages. It doesn't have to be in January, but I definitely wanted to stick with the Freezing season, you know, January theme of being cold. And then I also picked some Kaisercraft because now some of this is Christmas. It doesn't matter. I definitely can use the word family. I went by my colors, the gray, the pink, the turquoise. That is absolutely why I picked that. And of course, some snowflakes, that type of thing. So that is the only sticker sheet I pulled. Yes. For this size, and this is the only die cuts because I don't want to pick a lot. I don't want to get overwhelmed with choices right off the get-go. Okay, so there's my inspiration pieces. And then what did I do after that? I absolutely picked a pack of brads. Now this is Silent Night by October Afternoon, but I picked it for the colors, the mittens, and it had all the colors A freezing season is in this October Afternoon Silent Night. I love when that happens, okay? And then, what else? I did pick 3 other of these word stickers just to go with that, and I simply went by that color scheme, because that's really, if you took that mustard yellow, right there is your color scheme of this freezing season. Yes, love that. I love that. I love that name, freezing season. Okay, and so then what I decided to do was I wanted to get a little bit of tools in mind, okay? And so what I did was I absolutely picked my theme of my winter. I picked a Martha Stewart, I hope I don't get a glare, a Martha Stewart Snowflake Punch. I picked that. And then I absolutely picked some white paint and some white embossing powder, because I also picked some stamps. So this is what I'm going to be playing with in this Celebrating the Seasons monthly celebrations. I broke out some theme. Yes, absolutely. Fun. I don't know when's the last time I really spent some time playing with some embossing. So, and some paint. I have a couple little things in mind. And then what other little bits and bobs did I do? Okay, the other little bits and bobs, because this kit isn't very big, okay? Right there's my color scheme. I just went and pulled a few washi. You can see the color scheme, okay? Pink, turquoise, black, and I got a little bit of sparkle in there, okay? And then I just quickly pulled a few little things, some tags, some frames, and some journaling cards. This is a supply that I want to use, and hopefully every kit that I do in this Kit Crunch series for this year, I'm going to pull out some journaling cards to go with it. This is just a supply I have an abundance of, and you can see I absolutely picked, and the colors, and this was all in one set. I mean, look at that. Perfect, 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 okay? And then there was a couple 4x6. And so this is a supply that I want to pair with some new supplies, because I need to focus on this. I have too many of this. And just, honestly, little bits and bobs, okay? Love that. And then, my last thing that I'm doing, my little bits and bobs, is that I have just some little trinkets, and I have some sequins and some twine, some flare paper clips, and some black enamel dots, and another paper clip, and some gems. So just a few little things to add with this, because you know, anytime you build a kit, you don't have to add everything in the kitchen sink because you're already in your space. You can always go grab it. And so when I do something like this, I just put in a representation. So when I go to do a page, and maybe neither this black twine or this beautiful pink fringe ribbon would be what I want, it'll give me the representation. You could go look for something else. Same with these sequins. Say if this color scheme isn't what I want for sequins, it'll give me the representation. You have other sequins. Again, paper clips, flare, things like that. You just need a representation. And so if you look, I took that $3. Well, absolutely no, it was $2.40, and I made an entire kit just off those starter pieces. And so you can, this is all new to me. This whole entire kit is new to me, because I'm taking a few new supplies, pairing it with some older supplies, and it all feels fresh and fun, because this freezing season, I didn't even look at the year, but when I went to buy the items for this kit series, I went with the newest things. I didn't just go to clearance. And so I think maybe we'll see what the year is. Oh, see, 2018. Yes. I knew it was one of the newer winter seasonal themes. And so I'm so excited to play with this. I'm so excited to see who all is joining in on the hop next week. So definitely mark your calendars, the 15th of the month. That is when we will be posting our videos, and I will be playing with this kit and using this $2.40. Yes, where's my enamel dots? I don't want to lose them, okay? Because I would absolutely put those in this tray here, and that is my little trinket. Okay, and so I wanted to say one other thing. If you wanted to make this kit bigger, now this is a nice size kit. You can probably do, let's see, I would say you could easily get 8 layouts from this, 8 one-page or 4 double pages, easily. Okay, but if you wanted to do a kit and have a starter, and then make it a kit that you play with all month long, here's what I would do. Let me move this for a minute. Okay, so here was my couple starter pieces, and here's my couple cardstocks. So what I would do, I would look at my color scheme, and I would pick 2 black. I would pick two turquoise. I would pick 2 in the blush pink, 2 in this mustard yellow, and then 2 multi, 2 coral, and 2 you know, the darker, the teal. Okay, so that's how you would pump this up a little bit more, is to make this a bigger kit, is you would just select 2 of those, okay? And then you'd play with them. And then, of course, you could also add in a couple cardstock to go with your theme. And that's what I'm going to do in this Kit Crunch series. Whatever my theme is for the month, the cardstock's going to reflect this. Now, this is winter theme for me, so I picked the white. But next month, you know what that's going to be. So I'll be picking something different. Okay, so I think that is all I'm going to show for this Kit Crunch. And now, how am I going to keep this stored? I'm absolutely going to keep all these loose items in this bowl because I will be playing with this sooner rather than later. And I'll keep all these things, the small things, you know. I'm not a big fan of having a ton of trays on your desk, but I want to, you know, I'm going to be playing with this. And the papers will just go in a bag. And I think that is it. So excited to play with this. So I wanted to definitely show that even if you're not on a spending freeze, if you simply just want to cut back this year, pick out a few things, just a few new things that makes you excited. Make an entire kit with those couple items. What did I have? I had this 2 Freeze and Season papers by Simple Stories. I had this enamel dots, which I considered 1 row, and then this Kaiser Craft Transparency. This will be very good for cutting up and tucking in. Yes, absolutely. I just love this. Of course, you know, we love taking photos, so why wouldn't we like this photo slides? Oh, negatives. It's from the Art of Life collection. Absolutely. Okay, so that is all I have for this Kit Crunch for today. Come back on the 15th, which means next week, and we will be absolutely doing a start-to-finish layout in this Kit Crunch series along with Nicole's monthly celebrations 2019 YouTube hop. So excited. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Come back because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.